What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. My name is Lauren Nighty, and if you can't see me on the screen, it's because I'm probably going to have to use an avatar today. The internet Wi Fi where I'm at is a little not great. So I'm using my laptop. If you have any trouble hearing me, just let me know in the chat and I'll try to do something about that. But I might try to have the camera on in a little bit, but not right this second. So, as you guys might have seen, Laura and her attorney, Laura Owens of the Clayton Echard paternity scandal, and her attorney went over part of Clayton Echard's response to her appeal. And I have not watched the whole video. I watched a little bit of it, and it was just like too grating. But I have a friend who's going to join us, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously, it's not going to be a full summary of the video. If you really want to hear everything they had to say, which, yikes, then you're gonna have to go watch it over there. But we are allowed to discuss our thoughts on it and stuff like that. And I did have people kind of tell me what was said, and especially me being named, or a feral cat being named after me, which is pretty interesting. I was actually late for this stream because Laura forgot to change my litter box. It was a little full. So, yeah. But I'm going to try to have Bruce and Snitzel Ninja on with me. I'll send you a link in a minute, Bruce. I just wanted to get in here and talk for a couple minutes first. And just say, listen, like, you guys know, if something bothers me, if something really hurts my feelings, I will just say that. I'll just say it. So, if like if this bothered me, if what they were saying about me bothered me at all, then I would tell you that. Because I've said before, when people were offensive to me, I'd be like, "Hey, that hurts. Like that actually hurt." And the thing is, like, if I don't really know someone super well, or if I don't, respect someone, or if I don't have any reason to believe what someone is saying, then it doesn't really matter what they say about me. Like, call me whatever you want. And if I'm being very honest and fair, I have, made fun of them. I've said things about them. I've tried very hard not to, and it kind of got the better of me a lot. And I think you guys know that. Um, as far as the whole feral cat business, I guess she rescued two feral cats or something, and her attorney would like for her to name them Lauren and Megan, which is okay. But as an animal lover, are you saying you like me? Do you really like me? You want to take me in your home and scratch behind my ears and feed me and stuff? Like, what do you mean by that? Because it seems like a little bit of a come on, and I gotta tell you, I'm just not into it. So maybe, maybe don't. Maybe don't. It actually would have been funnier if she had, rescued female dogs and tried to name them Megan and Lauren. But this was kind of a miss, in my opinion. Um, I don't know, just kind of strange. Um, Bruce says so. She didn't name them that. It's just her lawyer's joke. Probably, probably. I don't think that actually happened. That's why I put a question mark in the title, because like I doubt that's actually happening. But it's just a little weird. It's a little weird. But then again, I made fun of her for the copyright thing because she tried to get my thumbnails and all that, have my videos taken off because of the red sweater picture. So, I made fun of that. I put a red sweater and a wig on, so like I can't really say that they're terrible people for making fun of me when I'm doing the same thing. So I'm not taking that too much to heart, and trying to be, fair in that sense. Now, it would be an entirely different thing if they were like picking apart my like trauma or my history, in some sense that was like making fun of someone's struggles and all that. But making fun of like me being a cat, like I don't really care. That's fine. I don't really care. Um, Henrietta says his jokes never land. It's uncomfortable. Well, the thing is, like, I used to think he was actually pretty funny. Like, I actually like things that people would cringe at, though. Like, people would cringe at. I think that kind of stuff is usually funny. But unfortunately, he decided to try to sue me or whatever, say he was going to sue me, and says he has 3 years to sue me, which, while true, is kind of pathetic if you think about it, because you really want to waste that much time of your life thinking about me talking about your video, which was not eligible to make money. Like, it's kind of pathetic. Honestly, I've already forgotten about it. I was really I was really thinking about like what could I do? What could I do instead? And I did talk to somebody about that, and I got some pretty good advice from a copyright lawyer. And ultimately, I decided if he's not going to take it any further, then why should I let him take up any more of my life? It's tempting because I'm definitely the type of person who likes to fight things. I think because I've spent so much of my life just feeling like helpless to do anything about stuff when I feel like there's some sort of injustice or some sort of wrong. Um, Schnitzel Ninja and Bruce, I'll send you the link in a minute. I'm just gonna ramble for a sec. Um, so I feel like that kind of triggered that in me in a way, not like really triggered in a trauma response kind of way, you know what I mean? But like that kind of brought out that response in me where I was like very rebellious, very much like, fine, I'll fight this. I will fight you, not physically, but it did. And so for a little while there, I was kind of weighing on my shoulders. I wouldn't say I was like letting it overtake my life or anything like that by any means, but I was thinking about it quite frequently because it's kind of like there are so many things that could ultimately go wrong with me because even when like you think you're in the right or even if you know you're in the right and you could still lose in a court case, you know? So it's just I don't know, all this stuff going on with them is ridiculous. So I did want to mention though that he's now saying he hopes, you know, if the ruling is overturned that she'll sue people. So at least that's what somebody told me. And it's just kind of contradictory, really, because he's also said he wants her to move on and all this stuff. And now he's like, no, we're going to sue everybody. Or if we lose, we're going to the Supreme Court. And it's kind of like, dude, just stop. Like, pick a lane. Like, if you want to stop, just stop. Walk away. That's fine. If you don't, then fine. But at least be consistent. I just, yeah, with that, it's really frustrating, especially, you know, the other day I saw he had tweeted back at someone like he doesn't care about views or whatever on videos, and I was like, well, then ultimately that's kind of proving my point because if he doesn't care about views, but he's harassing me, harassing some redditor with like threats of lawsuits and trying to get her personal information over us taking views away from his channel supposedly, which is something neither one of us ever said we wanted to do. Um, but okay. If he's doing that and he doesn't care about views, then this really is, like I said, it's about control. It's about punishing people. It's about abusing his position and his knowledge of the law to hurt people who will not obey him. So that is what I think about the situation when he keeps contradicting himself like that. Let me send a link to a couple of my friends here so we can get them in. And Schnitzel Ninja might have some things to say, and we'll discuss a couple of the points here. Wow, I sent the wrong link. My bad. Anyways, I'm in Nashville right now, guys. I'm in a hotel, and I have another hour or so before I have to go downstairs. As much as I like to joke about not having a social life, like I say, like I don't like to talk to people. I like to stay away from people. I actually do. I travel quite a lot. As you guys know, I went to Australia twice last year. I went to the UK. I was in Ireland. I was in England. I was around the States a little bit last year. I was in Nashville, I was in North Carolina, I was in New York. So I get to do lots of stuff. So I gotta say, I don't have a lot of time to read the National Enquirer or whatever it is at the grocery store in the checkout line. But apparently, the lawyer thinks that all JFC people are women who are like housewives who just do the grocery shopping and read the tabloids in the checkout line, which is first of all, quite misogynistic if you ask me. And I'm pretty like careful not to say like, oh, that's misogynistic, that's racist, that's homophobic, whatever, because I think those words are overused. But that right there was pretty misogynistic in my opinion. So I'll let a couple of my friends here give you their thoughts as well. Give me 1 second. Also never read the Enquirer, and I use Instacart for most of my grocery deliveries, but you know, maybe next time I'll have them throw the Enquirer in there in the basket so I can see what that's all about. You know, sounds pretty interesting. Oh my god, that was so fast. Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
I wanted to announce that, well, because I'm here and I have not had time to prepare it, but we have a brief, guys.
What's up?
We have the copy of the brief.
You have the brief?
Yes, I need to do some things to get it ready, but we have
How
it.
long do you think that'll take you?
Oh, probably 30 minutes.
Can you send it to me after? Because I can come back on after this social thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. So we'll be back on to do that. If you guys are available, you can. I'll come back on and read it. It'll probably be closer to 10 Eastern, to be honest. Maybe 9:30 Eastern. I don't know, because I'm in Central Time right now. There's Bruce.
Okay.
Hang on one sec. There we go. Hey.
What is up? I was just dancing in the green room.
Hey, what are you doing? Do you even know what the brief is? This is my best friend's now fiance. They just got engaged, and she pops in on YouTube, I guess, every now and then.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she even knows what I'm talking about, but it's nice of her to come in here.
No, Katie is an expert on the case. She actually won Clayton trivia the other night. I mean, she knows what's going on.
Wait, what?
What
are you talking
I have
about?
no idea who that is.
Bruce,
So,
Bruce, you do not know this person.
I know.
You know this person.
I'm going off the rails.
Yeah, both of you.
Have you met me?
Once or twice. Well, at least once in person, so I can confirm that you are in fact a moose and not a person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Human
Somebody
shaped moose.
asked me. I wanted to look up. Somebody asked me if I was going to see Dave. I'm here for a convention, so my schedule is going to be pretty crazy tomorrow, and then I leave actually on Sunday afternoon. I have to go to the airport Sunday morning, so it's unlikely, especially because I know he's got a lot going on too.
He's
Unfortunately,
got snow. Like, I don't think he's going anywhere until the snow goes away.
yeah, the snow outside today was pretty bad. So before we get into anything else, let me tell you the story real quick.
Mhm.
I got here and I was wearing my yoga capris because I wanted to be comfortable on the plane, and I put some pants, some heavier pants in that would be warmer in my bag to change into before I left the airport to go to the hotel, because I knew I was gonna have to walk a little bit to get to where I was getting transport. And I went to change into the pants, and then I realized I did not in fact put the pants in my bag. So I was just walking outside in the snow with capri yoga pants on, and it was very cold. Shanky took over actually. Hi, Nick. Guys, say hi. Say hi to Nick. Her name right there is Kate Wilkinson, but that's actually her fiance. That's one of my best friends. So
her name is Katie, but her name is Nick.
No, Nick is her fiance. So she
Highly
took over.
confused.
Yes. Don't worry. Just say hi. That's all you need.
Are they like these people who share a Facebook account?
No, they are not. They're normal people. Well, not normal, but
Sally and Bobby Techno on Facebook or something. You never know who you're talking to.
I met them at one of these conventions, actually. So
yeah,
cool.
Someone said you have my Schnitzel Ninja Dorito ears for your
Schnitzel Ninja Dorito ears. I'm not much of a drawer. So.
I love
your
them.
ears are made of schnitzel.
Yes. And so are my buns.
Approved.
Schnitzel buns.
Ooh, sticky buns? Is it brunch?
Depends on what night of the week.
I need some. Oh boy. It is Friday, guys. TGIF.
I
hit the like button.
Friday. I got here early this morning and then I went back to bed. So I was kind of what day is it? If I didn't leave early, a lot of flights were canceled later in the morning and later in the day. So it's pretty hard to go anywhere right now, I think, at least in this area.
Once Dave started talking about snow, I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on with Lauren. Yeah.
I mean, that's always a valid question. All right,
even more so.
Let's get into this a little bit before I have to go downstairs. But to remind you guys, I will come back and go over the brief. But this video, there were a couple of things that I feel like were said that need to be talked about. And I know I did not watch the whole video, but I don't know if Bruce watched any of it. Schnitzel Ninja, I don't know how much you watched of it.
I watched the whole fucking thing.
That's what I thought.
1.5 times.
Okay, so YouTube, they do a transcript feature.
Yeah.
Within YouTube, so it's not like I'm doing anything sketchy or whatever. So I quick looked at the YouTube transcript, but it was just, I don't know if the guy was just talking fast or something. Maybe Schnitzel, you can tell us. But
well, on mine he was, because I sped it up. But
oh, I see. I mean, the transcript was just so hard to read, and it was just so it was just so disorganized. Like it was just jumping from here to there, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, that was him. That was definitely part on his part.
I just couldn't figure out what to watch or what to read in the transcript. It was just so. I just gave up. I gave up.
Omar says, "I thought Jingy hadn't released anything since his porn history got out."
No.
Beautiful.
I mean, he was just enjoying the holiday. I'm sure that's it. It's fine.
That's it.
I'm
That's
sure
all.
he had a beautiful holiday.
I'm sure he's really looking forward to dropping his niece back off at the University of
God.
Arizona with all her beautiful friends.
Oh boy.
Equality, thank you for the $5. Lauren, look at my avatar. Not sure if you can see, but she has a wig and red turtleneck sweater.
Oh,
I do see that. That's very cool.
Wow.
That's very cool. I like it. I don't know if that's AI or if you did it yourself, but it's beautiful. Beautiful is never not going to be a thing for me.
Oh, wow.
But I had someone the other day actually tell me, like, they were trying to catch up with one of my lives because they were late, and they were like, I tried to put you on 1.5 speed or something, and it was just like, oh my god, unintelligible. That's because when I'm speaking normally like this, I have to like actually like collect my thoughts and something. But if I'm reading off a page, sometimes I just forget what I'm doing because I have to pay really close attention to what I'm reading in order to not have my ADHD brain just jump off the page. So I start reading really fast, and I'm just like very focused on what I'm saying to the point where I'll just like start tripping over my words and stuff and going really fast. It's just, I don't know. I've always been like that though. It just is what it is. Something I have to work on. But
Maybe they'll have
that's
to
okay.
put you
I
on
don't- it doesn't-
0.75 speed.
well, somebody said 1.25 is okay.
Dang.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so what did you think were like some of the main points of the video that you would say that deserves to be talked about here?
That deserves to be talked about. That's quite a question.
What warrants a response? Because this is like ultimately they were reading a legal filing and
Yeah.
giving some opinions. So
So-
like what deserves a response and versus what was like not important enough to talk about?
What's
Well,
stuck in your craw?
I think overall, the main thing he's saying is that all the facts that Marcus brought up are moot. They're moot points. And that he could literally respond to the brief in 2 words, which were, so what? He's
Didn't he say go ahead.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Somebody said he said something like JFC hates him because his arguments are technical, not whatever.
Right. Yeah, he said that JFC just cares about like, did you do it? And he cares about the law and the process of how everything is supposed to go.
Sure.
Yeah, so when I heard that, I thought I agree to an extent, but not in a good way, because it's like, yes, people don't like that you're kind of like dismissing this horrible, awful thing that somebody's doing to other human beings. Like, and especially when he like brushes it off like he wasn't a victim of anything, his girlfriend was buying him stuff and stuff like that. Like, that's a pretty awful thing to say, especially when you admit that you don't know the background, you did not read the other cases, like it's predates your time supposedly. Like it's pretty bad to talk about it that way, especially when you just have no idea what you're talking about. So by default you're just being a dick for no reason to somebody who claims to have been like seriously abused. So why wouldn't you, if you were any sort of decent human being, take some pause and just maybe hold your words, shut your mouth? I don't know, but if you like don't care and you want to say all that shit, then fine, but at least understand that's why people think you're an asshole.
I think my problem with his position is kind of like he's taken on these 2 mantles, one as lawyer and one as PR guy on the internet. And I think if he was merely a lawyer and we never heard him say anything in public and he just filed motions, then he can focus on the law. And if a law tuber who's a lawyer goes over the legal details of the filings, Runkle or Omar or someone, then, maybe he can worry about them.
Yeah.
The problem is he's taken on these 2 mantles, PR guy and lawyer. So, if I'm sitting here looking at this from the court of public opinion, okay, trying to understand what I can believe in, then he's taken on a mantle where he's going to say things I need to think about and react to. I can't just, like that's what I can do. And then to complain about it afterwards is kind of disingenuous. Like if you didn't want people reacting to you in terms of the court of public opinion versus law, you shouldn't have taken on this PR mantle.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think that's, I've said this multiple times, but like they don't like to acknowledge anything that might be, something they can't argue against. That I've said like repeatedly, I don't care like what you think about technical legal stuff. I absolutely admit that whether or not he's a good lawyer, he does. It's a fact that he has more knowledge of the law than me, and that I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to family law procedure. But the thing is, I'm not concerned about that. I'm not here like arguing the facts of the law, and they know that because Laura watches every second of this religiously, clearly because she's now tried to adopt me like an animal into her home. So I don't really know why he pretends not to get that when he clearly does. It's kind of like embarrassing for like secondhand embarrassment, I guess. It's really bad. It's really bad, especially like when he goes after Redditors and stuff like that. He's like, we're gonna sue everybody, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but if you decide to help her sue everybody, then it is going to become about what actually happened and not just about technical stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I think,
that.
like Omar says, technical isn't the same as correct.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could be. It could be. But I don't know. I don't know that. And also, even if they were right, and even if they were to get the ruling overturned, it doesn't really change what she's done. Because like he's saying right now, so what? It doesn't matter if she wasn't pregnant or not. Okay, so way to go. Way to put that out into the universe, because it's going to be even worse now if it doesn't get overturned.
He said something even like, I mean, I could put in my response like that you lied, Laura. And he's like, I know that you're saying that you didn't, but I could put that in there and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So like when you do stuff like that, if it gets overturned and they're expecting this to kind of go away and for people not to care anymore, it's just not going to happen. So like, and I want to reiterate, no one's like, what we're doing here, this is not harassment of anyone. She doesn't have to watch these streams. She decides to spend all of her time watching people talk about her and saying things she doesn't like, watching people she doesn't like talk about her. So, you know, that's not harassment. She seeks it out. She pays to see it sometimes on Dave's. So it's not harassment. I don't condone any sort of harassment of anyone involved in any of these things, but they're going to, you know, of course, I'm sure say like these people are scum. They're harassing her, whatever. Like she's tried to call the police on a bunch of people and shit like that. And that's just not what it is. But I'm sure they would try to drag a bunch of people through the mud with that anyways, because this is the strategy. Like I thought when he said the copyright thing with me, it's like, you're banking on people, and we've seen Laura apparently do it multiple times. You're banking on people not being able to defend themselves because they don't have the funds.
The intimidation factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. At some point, like nobody wants to risk like having to go bankrupt or something like that over something they didn't do. But ultimately, like, well, how do you stop it then? The court has to step in and stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or with his assertions, there are a lot of like, just trust me, bro. Like, you know, he'll tweet like, oh yeah, this is going to be a slam dunk, or, oh, there's no way in hell we can lose the appeal. That's just trust me, bro language. That's not a valid argument.
Dude, for real, yeah. It's crazy.
And it's kind of, it borders on intimidation, and a lot of it is intimidation, like the stuff with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, you know, I was in Australia when all that happened, and he's saying like, JFC is all word housewives and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm literally on the other side of the planet right now, enjoying my life. And like, I would take some time out of my day to do YouTube because yeah, I like doing YouTube, and I was there for like almost a week, I think. So sure, like I'm here talking about it, but like that didn't mean I wasn't doing anything with my life. It doesn't mean I'm at the grocery store. Like,
it's also just another example of being rude. I mean, every human being has a certain amount of time they like to spend on hobbies or recreational activities or whatever. And for some people, maybe that amount of time is very low. And for some people, maybe that amount of time is higher. And people can decide what they enjoy spending their free time on, what they enjoy doing, like following a court case. Some people like doing that. Some people like golfing all the time. It's not my job to judge what someone does in their free time, as long as it's legal.
Right. And I mean, that's how it should be seen. But when it's convenient, it's getting twisted. So it's just kind of strange.
So it's sort of it's a bad argument to make, you know, to just impugn somebody's choice of what they do in their free time rather than actually making a substantive argument about your case.
Yeah. Karen Carson, thank you for the 5. If someone said a girl isn't abused because she was getting gifts and trips from the guy, the world would lose our mind. That's true. ML San Jose, thank you for the $5. I don't know if there was a comment that came with that or not. If there was, I'll try to find it. I don't think so, but if you meant to send a comment with that, go ahead and I'll read it.
A super sticker? I don't know.
Oh, was it a sticker? Okay. I get confused between super chats and super stickers, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Okay. What else happened that I'm forgetting some stuff.
Laura at the end, she said there was something asked about, like, he said, made some comment like, I hope you can take this for another 6 months, like all this. And she said,
Yeah.
oh, I can, or at least like, I think I can.
What happened in 5 minutes at a time?
Exactly. Like, you're claiming to be harassed to the point of wanting to commit, can I say it?
Self-harm.
Let's yeah,
Okay,
that'll
to
work.
do self-harm
To
and
commit seppuku.
Right.
Does everybody know what that is?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just checking.
So, yeah, you say that you're being bullied and harassed this much to the point of wanting to do that, yet you're going to sit here on this live and say that you can take another 6 months of it?
Well, why not? I mean, they could have gotten out of this case with the Lexi Linval route or the Greg Woodnick route, or just finished after the hearing. But they keep going.
Yep.
So of course they're going to, keep going. It's just that's tautology.
But they claim that it's Clayton's side that keeps going. That's their narrative.
I don't know. I mean, they filed the appeal.
Right.
Yeah.
They filed the family court action. Clayton is the respondent, literally, in both these things. Clayton is the respondent, not the petitioner. I don't know. What are you going to do?
Nobody should be able to get away with harassing someone with a lawsuit based on false claims. So the fact that he's even saying Clayton is doing this for fame is absolutely fucking ridiculous, because he keeps comparing his situation like, oh, somebody accused me of being a father once, but like, dude, nobody sued you for paternity and they were lying about it. You know what I mean? Like, didn't she have to like prove it or something? And
also, it's the ultimate act. It's the ultimate success in intimidation if you file this family court case and then Clayton backs down, or if you file this appeal and Clayton backs down. That's the ultimate in intimidation, winning.
Right. So there was some comments in there. I think I may have heard this part. I think so, because I did have some people just send me some stuff. But I heard some of this, the GoFundMe stuff. So she's saying that her parents did not pay for her legal fees. Am I right about that? But somebody in her family did?
Yeah, an anonymous family member. Where are they?
Anonymous family member. Okay. So then why are they so strapped for cash?
Right.
Why didn't the family member help with the bills? If they're willing to help with frivolous lawsuits, why don't they help with the medical bills?
Exactly. Wouldn't Ron's health and trying to make sure like he can pay his bill, maybe make sure he can pay his bills so he can get more treatment? Is that not more important? His life?
Apparently not. I don't know, man. And like I've been very much trying to toe the line to an extent where I don't want to say outright like this is not for medical fees, because I really do try to imagine every possibility and kind of try to be objective in a certain way, but it's very hard when you have someone who's like lying about things left and right, and then she admitted in this video
your Parkinson's and not come out about all of this cancer.
Right. Well, and then there's also the matter of like her admitting that yes, I did, say it was twins in the filing, and then him pretending, oh, what?
Whatever. He was like, okay.
He's admitted himself to a random person, no less, that she was never told by a provider that she was having boy-girl twins.
Right.
So if you continue to lie and it keeps getting put on display like this, it may not matter in the sense of like, was Rule 26 violated or not, but it does matter in that sense of you have these restraining orders against these men when you lied about being pregnant and when you lied about what they said and what they did. And it matters because like, you can't trust anything you do, even like a family fundraiser, when you're openly lying under oath, because here there are no stakes. There are only benefits. You're going to get money. But under oath in court, where you could face perjury charges or like any sort of charges, which the county attorney, she was referred to the county attorney. It's like, if you're willing to lie under those stakes, why the hell wouldn't you be willing to lie for money?
Exactly. And why would we believe, if we have evidence that she's lied about like 143 things, 143,000 things, why would we believe that that one? Yeah. Why 1.4 million things? Why would we believe that she was sexually assaulted? Why would we believe that Clayton raped her? If she's lied about all of these other types of things, little things, big things, like she's uncredible.
Right. I don't see how they don't like, and they like selectively acknowledge that. It's just frustrating. Because then they're like, we don't know why you're acting so crazy. Well, you admitted in your own court filings that your client's not a credible person, and yet you keep using her word and only her word as the basis for things you're saying. Like I feel like any person with a brain who is like putting out statements like this publicly, risking defaming people himself, like why wouldn't you fact check that a little more?
I think, my personal belief is that he knows that she's lying, but he's already in this position, in this predicament. He probably came in trying to be like a big dog, like thinking he was gonna, I don't know, maybe he didn't know the case all that well when he took it. Like maybe he really didn't. And then he realized he was like in deep shit, but maybe he's really stubborn and maybe this is one of the only cases he had at the time. So he needed to make some money because maybe the people he gets it from, maybe it wasn't enough to live his lifestyle. I don't know. Who knows? My speculation. So anyway, and it's progressed to this point where I think he's in it for, well, I think he was in it for himself in the first place anyway, but I think even more so that I think what his hope would be is that he wins this appeal, or if he does take it to the Supreme Court, which previously he said we don't want to do that, do we, Laura? And now he's like, yeah, we're going to go to the Supreme Court if it's not if they don't change the decision. And I think that he would love to have his name go down in legal history and law, in Arizona for winning this appeal, and that people are going to be citing his appeal moving forward for the next however many years.
At what cost, though? If you're a person, like a decent human being with a conscience, at what cost?
I don't think he is a person. I don't think he is either of those things.
No, that for me is enough. Even without all the lawsuit threats, without the Reddit subpoena, even like despite all of that, just looking at this right here, like that right there, where you were just saying, that's enough to tell you like this is not a good person. And in my opinion, and I can't speak for everyone, it's more important to me that someone is a decent person, that they're like telling the truth and that their word means something than almost anything else. So like, yeah, you might make your way into a filing or two later on, like somebody might cite you, but ultimately you're just going to be remembered as an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, if you have nothing else, a house, a car, family, anything, all you have is your name that you can say, hey, I promise to do this. And all you have is what people think of you. And right now, a lot of people think this guy's rude because he's been demonstrably rude. And that's hard to overcome.
And I mean, especially like he continues to talk about Dave's son as if he has any fucking idea what that family dynamic is and what the son is going to think, and like any idea at all about who Dave is as a person other than what Laura tells him. Laura, who he has admitted himself in a legal document is not credible, what she tells him. And he's made this mistake again with the studio. And even though she didn't give him the full context and he put his fucking foot in his mouth, he continues to just take her word for things, and it's going to come back to bite him eventually.
We will see.
I'm biting my tongue because I'm on your stream.
I mean, in what way? Like
comments about his family life that I'm sure you don't want on here.
Look, I don't care. Like anybody can say whatever. My personal stance is like I don't mind listening to whatever somebody else has to say, even if you're here, as long as you're not like openly like doxing people or like sharing people's personal information to the point where they would like find their house. You know what I mean? Like if you're just like going to make a comment, that's fine. I probably won't respond to that comment. I'll probably make it clear like I don't know anything about that. That's not my business. But like other people, like everybody has their own kind of boundaries as to how much they're willing to take on. And for me personally, like knowing about his personal life is just too much for me, because he kind of tried to insert himself into mine with the lawsuit threats, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want to know more about you than I have to. So like if somebody says something and I hear it, it's like fine, whatever. So if you want to talk about it, go ahead. But I'm just personally, I'm not actively seeking out, I guess, details about him and his life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not really details. It's just my opinion. If he's saying he wonders what Dave's kid is going to think of him when he grows up, well, first of all, I think he's going to think I have a fucking badass dad. And second of all, I wonder what David's wife thinks about him. after all this stuff has come out and seeing all of this disgusting, ridiculous behavior. I wonder what his parents think about him. I wonder what his other family members, I will say, think
Yeah.
about him.
Mhm.
You want to make it personal? Let's make it fucking personal. That's Schnitzel Ninja.
It's okay. I mean, ultimately, like, even if somebody tried to come at me and say, like, you said this on the stream, and I could be like, no, that was obviously not me. First of all, here's the clip. Second of all, I can't police what other people say. Like I said, like, everybody can say what they want, and I will not say what I don't want, if that makes sense. I have a hard time articulating things sometimes, but I think I got my point across. I'm just not personally, I'm not going to comment on those things, but I don't mind. Everybody kind of has their own parameters, I guess. Yeah. Jessica S, thank you for the 10. So a narcissist and a lawyer walk into a bar. It's all a bad joke.
Oh,
Thank you
no.
very much, Jessica. I appreciate it. Tilted lawyer, I still volunteer to be Jingy's wingman at the strip club. And Snitzel can have a Snitzel talk with him after.
Oh, dear.
What's a Snitzel talk?
I don't know.
I think it
guess I gotta
involves
figure it out.
spikes. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
My God.
I'll strap that on, sure.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm terrified.
You should be.
This is my worst nightmare. The only thing missing is a web love.
Well, you could come as a whoop love.
Yeah.
I could. I said web love, so I'm expecting Michelle to pop up in the chat. She's always here when I say web love. I'm literally without fail. Like, I'm not even kidding you. This person, like, anytime I say web love, it's like, oh my God, you're here watching. And the web love is her profile picture.
I think I've realized that that's the common theme across this entire thing, whether you're talking about her mom, the lawyer. It's like this just trust me, bro attitude. It permeates everything, including this GoFundMe, right? Like, they could be very transparent and say, we have this debt. Here's the documented proof. Here we have this bill. Here's the proof. We want to pay this bill. Let's do a GoFundMe. Oh, here's the proof we paid it with a receipt. And you could do all that. And are they going to do that? I don't think so.
No way.
Have they
Because
done
they
it so
don't
far?
exist.
No.
That they're not going to do it because they don't exist.
And I don't think, and not only that, they don't
my
have to do it
opinion.
because they don't need to.
Mhm.
Because nobody's
Right, exactly.
making them, because they've already got 100K up there, right? In
Mhm.
GFM with no,
They're going to say we
nobody
don't have
knows
to
who
do
this
shit.
LL is. Nobody knows what their bills are. Nobody knows anything except, hey, do you want to help Ron?
Mhm.
And people are like, sure. Like, just trust me, bro. It's permeated this entire case. Oh, I'm pregnant. Just trust me. Oh, it's twins. Just trust me. Oh, it's
Mhm.
Clayton's. Just trust me. Oh,
Yep.
I'm going to win my court case. Just trust me. I'm going to win the appeal. Just trust me. I'm going to win motion to compel lunch. Just trust me. No, that's not how anything works. I don't trust anybody in this case on that side. Because just trust me, bro, is not how we get things done. It's not how we engineer things. It's not how science progresses. It's not how anything works.
Yeah, I mean, Karen says, I emailed LL and got no response.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
exactly. Nobody knows who that is. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. My God. So I didn't, I think they went through what, like the first part of the brief and they didn't read the whole thing. Is that it?
Yeah, it was like the first like physical 19 pages, which is like, I think it doesn't start until maybe around page 6. The actual like brief. The rest is like table of contents and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably similar in format to the actual appeal filing, I would imagine.
Okay.
Which is fine. The one thing and the other thing that popped out at me from the transcript was they seemed to spend a bunch of time talking about HCG tests and once again conflating it with proof of pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is just a logical fallacy because, yeah, if you're pregnant, you'll have HCG. But if you have HCG, you cannot infer that you are pregnant because there can be other reasons why you have that HCG. And you don't have to prove why she had the HCG. It's the burden of proof is on the person making the claim, and the claim here is by the petitioner saying they're pregnant. So they have the burden of proof to demonstrate it, which they never did.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Right.
a
Let alone
man
paternity.
can have elevated HCG. A biological man can have elevated HCG. So it definitely doesn't mean pregnant.
The dumbest thing here to me is if you were really pregnant, you would have a fucking sonogram or an ultrasound. Like who with the healthcare she had, I mean, she's been to
Yeah.
doctors. She knows how to go to a fucking doctor, right? She knows where to go to get an ultrasound, and yet she doesn't have one. That's the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things to me, or is hitting me especially right now. If you really want to prove your pregnancy, go and get those done. Invite Clayton to it
hmm
at a location. Go to an ER, any location, anyone he wants to go to, and go get the ultrasound with him there. If you really want to prove that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he didn't.
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it. She didn't do it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have
I've got
something to say.
a
Michelle
list
said
of.
Michelle's
what's
going
that?
to change her profile picture, and now she can't. She better
I mean,
not.
you're stuck being a Wovelove forever for all
If it
eternity.
ch- if it
Until the
changes, I
death of
won't
the
know who you
universe,
are.
you'll be a Wovelove. Yeah. I have a list of 6 things. Any of these 6 things they could have done and didn't do any of them.
Right.
Number 1,
Go
no
ahead.
consistent OBGYN. Number 2, no fetal heartbeat monitor data given from a provider to Greg Woodnick. Number 3, no ultrasounds given from a provider to Greg Woodnick. Number 4, no clinical proof of miscarriage from any provider to Greg Woodnick. Number 5, no actual babies or any corpses of babies or anything like that. Number 6, no paternity DNA determination that pointed to a father from a company like Ravgen to Greg Woodnick. If they had done any of these 6 things, we'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But when I see people who like casually follow this case, when I see comments from people who are like, I thought that was over like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's how ridiculous it is. Like,
Right?
this is still going on.
My husband, did I already say this before? My husband asked me, like, when are you going to be done with this stuff? And I was like, I don't know. Whenever she's done, I'll be done.
sometime in 2027.
Or
So,
2050.
yeah, maybe. Jessica S, thank you for the $5. I'm pregnant with Bruce's girl boy twins. Just trust me, bro. Bruce.
There you go.
What have you done?
It's been a busy week.
Zach, thank you for the $5. This is okay. So this is actually echoing a sentiment I put on Twitter earlier, which was, I heard they named a feral cat after me. So I guess, David and I actually do have something in common because he's also a huge pussy. Zach, thank you for the $5. Ralphie, he calls me Ralphie. You have a cat named after you. What a pussy. Thank you, Zach.
I wanted to mention too, if your lawyer, if she's really going through this and she's really having a hard time and wanting to self-harm, why would her lawyer then joke about naming 2 beloved pets she just got after 2 people who their claim are harassing her so much?
Yeah, exactly.
How was that even funny then?
Yeah.
And joking that she got engaged to a former victim,
Yeah,
putting a picture of them up together.
That's crazy. If you notice when they're
So
on
fucked
stream
up.
together, a lot of his humor is at her expense,
Yes.
Yep.
which I don't think is good. I mean,
No.
it depends. Like, he's her lawyer and they're talking about this legal case. Like, if it's me and Dave or me and Omar, we'll tear into each other, right? But that's fine. But these guys, like, it doesn't make sense.
Right. And I mean, she claims that she was like so victimized by these people. Why is he making jokes like that?
Yeah.
Brandy L, hey, I'm from the Wentworth page, live in Nashville. I'll meet you tomorrow. So if you're staying at the event hotel, I'll actually be at the social thing in about 30 or 40 minutes. So if just find me there if you want. If not, then yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Just come up and say hi. Otherwise, we'll run around and not talk to anybody. So people shout at me because they're like, Lauren. And I'm just like, I like avoid eye contact with everybody and like search for the elevator or my chair. That's about it.
No, you need to where
You need your own booth so they can take selfies with you.
Right, that's true.
Dude, I have
famous.
one fan. One
That's
fan.
Is it me?
Well, it's not Dave because he's snowed in, so it's a different
Oh.
one. But,
You should take your red turtleneck and your wig.
I left it at home. Contrary to what Laura might believe, I don't actually carry that with me everywhere. So yeah. Erica P says, Lauren, don't tell them your location. What if they jump you? Well, I mean, they have I'm going to tell you, there's this guy named Trevor. He's the security for this thing. And if they try to jump anyone, Trevor would kill them. I mean,
yeah.
and he wouldn't try to. No, he could just poke someone and break their spine. Like, this guy is built. It's
Trevor
crazy.
knows the scoop. Trevor knows
Yeah.
the score. He's on the
Yeah,
job.
we're good. I'm not too worried about it. Plus, like,
Yeah.
not many that people are out here looking for me. I'm a pretty random person, so like that would just be weird. Oh, you live in Nashville. Okay. Any are the actors, sorry, having any travel issues? As far as I know, they're here, especially the ones for tomorrow. I know Tammy and Kate are here. I know Katrina's here.
Whoa.
So,
Why
yeah,
am I
so
not
I
there?
don't know. But people were worried about flights because because a lot of them connect through California and there's all the fires going on, and then B because of the snow today. So, but it looks like it's pretty good so far. Rick Angel says, "Lauren, get pictures of Trevor for us." Okay, I will. Henrietta, what event is this? It's a Wentworth Con. So Wentworth is my favorite TV show. I do lots of video edits. It started out as a hobby. The first time I ever did a video was for a Wentworth Con. And so I've been doing that now for 5 years, almost 6. And I'm just, I keep running around to these things. So I went to like all the times I traveled last year to Australia a couple of times. Like I'll stay extra time at these places and like go look around. But when I travel to places, it's mostly because I'm going to one of these. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I want to
Nice.
meet Danielle. Is she there? She should be. She's hosting, so she should be.
Sweet.
Yeah, I will actually only be there tomorrow. On Sunday, I have to leave in the middle of the day. So yeah,
It'll be fun.
Right
it'll
on.
be good. All right, so you have the brief and you have to do some stuff to it.
Yes.
This thing is in like 20 minutes, so why don't I'll take a shower, go downstairs, and then I'll come back in an hour and a half or so, and we can read that if you're ready.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Okay, I'll set up the stream, guys. I'll set up the live stream link and everything, and I'll post it to YouTube and the chat, or not the chat, but the comments. And I'll see you guys at it's like 8 p.m. Eastern right now. It's 7 here. So I want to say, let's say 9:45 Eastern, if that works.
Yeah.
I know it's pretty late, but it's Friday, so that helps. All right. We'll be back in a little while then. I don't know, Bruce, if you're free or not, but
I may be playing video games and I may want to read the reply.
Well, just let me know.
Like in quiet and then think about it. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, either way is fine.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.